Oh, God. It never gets old. All right, so here we go. Ta, 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 ta. Hey, let's sing our morning show song.
What is it? I was going to ask you. We need to have something.
To our morning show, Viva Cafe con Leche. It doesn't roll. It doesn't roll off the tongue. Come on, come on. What are we doing here? Okay, keep singing it. Viva Cafe con Leche.
I wish I had, like, I'm tone deaf, right? In my head, I sound exactly like the artist. In my head.
I think we all do.
Yeah. I really get into it, though, like if I'm on stage and shit. Yeah. And I sound like a scratch record.
Okay. All right, my lovely, lovely, lovely. Here we go. Anyway. Good morning.
Buenos días. Buenos días.
Good morning. Facebook Live. Welcome to Viva Cafe con Leche. I am one of the fabulous co-hosts. My name is Dr. Lori Monaco. I am from Align Yourself, Inc. I am a transformational speaker and coach and a badass Buddha, and I am coming to you from Shelton, Connecticut.
My turn.
Yes.
Hola, buenos días, namaste, mi gente. I can't sing this morning, but let's pretend. I'm coming to you from sunny Tampa, Florida.
Is it sunny there? It's not sunny here.
Yes, it is. My trees are in the way. By way of Bridgeport, I am your gladiator guru, mi gente. Let's start this morning. Viva Cafe con Leche. Because it's all about the coffee.
I can't find us. Where are we?
That first cup of coffee in the morning, mi gente. Everyone out there, give a shout out as to where you're from. Where are you at this moment? Take a sip of coffee and say, Viva Cafe con Leche. And don't forget, the coffee mug challenge is hashtag Taza de Café Challenge.
Yes, we will post it in the comments if I can get to the actual page. Why am I not finding us? I cannot see us on here.
We're here.
You see us? Oh.
Not only did I find us, I started a watch party and I shared
Oh,
it.
you're so good. You're so good. I'll tell you what. Why don't you talk about setting the intention today while I actually find us, and then I will post the hashtags.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
You got it.
I had to reset ourselves.
Setting the intention is always waking up in the morning, giving gratitude that you are awake in the morning, and always searching for the beauty. First thing in the morning, search for the beauty of the beginning of your day. Enlighten everything around you, but with the positive thoughts, the positive affirmations. And if you come outside like I do and have my coffee, search for the beauty of the harmonious sounds of the birds, not the traffic, watching the leaves swing on the tree branches, looking in the mirror and going, wow, you're freaking gorgeous. You set the intentions for the beauty all around you. Most importantly, my 3 things I'm going to say, because I don't have my sheet in front of me where I can be a little bit more melodic with this.
Because I put it in the wrong Google Drive file.
So when you wake up in the morning, have gratitude.
Yes.
When you go and you sashay your ass to start making your coffee in the morning, seek the beauty in being able to do just that when you want to do just that, and just be love and share love and start your day with gratitude, with noticing the bits and pieces of the beauty surrounding us, looking in the mirror and saying affirmations. Tell yourself you're beautiful. Tell yourself you love yourself. I don't care if you're male or female. It works. The mirror is not gender specific. Look into that mirror and say affirmations to yourself. Say them out loud. Post them on your mirror. Read them out loud. Listen to the sound of your voice. Go out into the world and be the happiness you want in your soul. That's my morning affirmation.
Keep going because I'm still putting stuff into the comments.
That's good. So I'm going to shout out on my watch party. I have my sister Connie.
That's good.
Buenos días, hermana. My cousin slash sister Piri Iritza. Good morning. Buenos días. And my cousin Toji Belleza Hernandez. Welcome, prima. So those are the ones I can see that signed on to my watch party. I don't know. And Lisa German. Hola, Lisa. So those are the ones I can see in my watch party. Thank you. Welcome for coming. Thank you for being up this early and gracing us with you. We really, really appreciate you for always being present. I'm going to take my moño off because it's pulling one of my gray hairs, and that doesn't feel good.
Yeah, so let's talk about your beautiful, beautiful boa.
My boa, let me tell you something, mi gente. I am I'm a cheap trick, okay? You're going to date with me. I don't care for steak, take me to the burger joint. If we're in Bridgeport, take me. Where's one of the best burger joints in Bridgeport? I always forget the name.
No, but I know that there's a good hot
up on Main Street.
There's a good hot dog place called the Super Duper Weenie. I just love the name.
That's weird. Here in Tampa, because we got one of those
in Bridgeport. In Bridgeport, Super Duper Weenie.
But I don't like flowers. I don't like diamonds. I don't, I'm simple. You know what? Engage me, a sapiosexual. Arouse me with intelligent conversation. Make me laugh. You know what I mean?
Wait, how did that, so we were talking about the boa.
Because all of that to say, when I go into a high-end store or Marshall's and Ross, which is open now, I never go to the regular, no matter what store I'm in. I always go to the clearance rack. I love thrift store shopping. And my boa that today, I woke up very tired. I'm very tired. And I said, you know what? I'm going to put my boa and my green earrings that Lillian from Exceptional Me Jewelry made. And I'm going to be fan-fucking-tabulous because this is who I am. And I can't forget that I'm Margie. Like, hello, right?
Well, you gotta tell them what you said to me before we got on with the boa. What did you say? You said you got it where, and it was like, yeah, you could tell.
Oh, I got it at the Dollar Tree, right? And then Lori's like, oh, I love it. And I said, yes, I got it at the Dollar Tree, but it's a malnourished boa. It's hungry, mi gente. It's hungry. But I said, you know what? I'm not going to shame the boa because I don't want nobody shaming my white ass hips. So here we go. Dollar Tree is fantastic. I will sponsor them today. You can find anything in the Dollar Tree and make it beautiful, right? So
you have your boa on. You're all fancy, and I have just like my T-shirt on. That's all I got.
I have a T-shirt. That's what I'm saying. Look, I have a T-shirt. And my bow was all over it.
Like the accessories, I got nothing.
Look my T-shirt.
I got going on today. I've noticed. I got this tremendous cleavage.
Got cleavage.
It's the bra. So I have a nice bra on today. It's for Victoria.
Oh, so do I. I would show you too because I like to flash when I got a pretty nice bra on. Yeah. So
are you flashing today? Okay.
No, I won't because this is a dress. Had it been a T-shirt, I would have.
Oh yeah, that's true. So that's a good time for the disclaimer. So this is conversations that are real and they are off the cuff, and whatever comes out of our mouths and whatever comes out of our guests' mouths, that's the way it is. But we want it to be that way. We want you to know this is a safe place. But with that means that sometimes there are some words that come out that should not be heard by children. So if you have your kids in earshot, please make sure that you move out of the room or put your headphones on so you can enjoy this very real conversation and you can be a part of this conversation. So,
I'm Lori, really quick, a disclaimer, but Iris said, oh yeah, Lori, they look good.
Who said that?
My cousin Edie, but it's on my
Oh,
watch
thank
party,
you.
the comments.
Thank you so much. And let me
Your
give
boobies
someone
look
else.
good today.
Ephraim is on. Good morning, Ephra.
Morning, Ephraim.
Lori's on. Hi, Lori. Great to hear from you. I'm so glad you're here. Who else is here? Wendy. Wendy is watching. Hi, Wendy. I'm so glad you're here. And Ruthie, my girl Ruthie, down in Tampa as well, right? Ruth, you're over.
She's in Clearwater. Ruthie, we got to get together when it's, I'm going to be purchasing a bike soon and going to the Causeway. So let's hook up.
Yes, that sounds perfect. So don't forget to post where you guys are from so we can see where everybody's coming from. And hey, listen, for those of you that are not making it to the live broadcast, put some comments in, man. Like, put some comments in after, like, the broadcast so that so we know that you're watching. We get these, like, mad amount of people watching after the fact, and we want to hear from you. Like, we want to know that you were there. So definitely put some comments.
Yes.
Hashtags now that I posted on the comments section. And what else? What else?
What else is, tell us where we are. If you're on, say something. Like, I want to give 2 shout outs to Miggy. And I want to give a shout out, and I don't know if he's listening, but he's on. Lars Lofstrand from Sweden. We have Sweden in the house. He's one of my Camino friends from my Camino de Santiago. I love that my friends are like, last week we had Spain in the house. And Italy. I forgot to mention my friend Anna Maria from Italy was actually on, watching from Italy. And now we got Sweden in the house.
Fabulous. Great. Love it.
I love it.
And please share, share, share. We want this to spread, spread, spread. We love doing this. We have these phenomenal topics that we have put together, and we want everybody to be watching. So let's get this word out, and get people on, all right? So what time is it, my dear lovely friends? Let me see. So,
hi, Lars. Oh, he heard me. Said
we're
hi.
good. We're good. All right, so what's today's topic? Today's topic is
self-sabotage, which we do that.
Self-sabotage.
And the main one, which is very simple when we self-sabotage, is that we tell ourselves that we're a fraud, that we don't actually deserve any of the success that we are striving for. Like, we are working towards having this successful life, even succeeding in accomplishing a goal that we set for ourselves. But then we start with the self-doubt, we start self-sabotaging by telling ourselves we don't deserve it or that we're a fraud, right? I believe that at some point in all of our lives, we've done that more than once. And so it's a common thought among many successful leaders. So can you imagine, us little people? Of course we're gonna think that. So let's we're gonna hear from somebody who's gonna talk to us about their
on in a moment.
And self-sabotaging. And I think that all we need to do is, it's going to happen. It's going to happen with, I think, with everything we begin to do, or if something we put down and we went back up to do it. I think the key is to say, stop to yourself. Go back into the mirror. The mirror is your friend. When there's no one else to speak to, stand in front of the mirror and say, stop. I'm not going to do this anymore. You're worthy. You're important. You have to, beauty, like I said, is fleeting. So remind yourself of how important you are and how smart you are.
So you're getting ahead. We have to talk about first. We have to talk about.
But I'm just throwing the package deal, and now you can do yours.
We have to talk about. Listen, hey Margie, people like sometimes make comments and they say like, I'm an expert at this or I'm an expert at that, and I cringe sometimes when I hear those, when people make comments like that, because is anybody truly an expert? Do they really know everything there is to know about something at one time or another?
I am an expert.
But I will tell you this, I am an expert at self.
Not knowing.
I'm an expert at it. I've done it for 20 something years of my life, and I was so good at it. Let me tell you, I was so good at it. And finally decided that, that wasn't really a good success thing. You don't want to write that on a resume, or you don't want to like list that on a blog post. I am an expert at self-sabotaging. So we're going to talk about self-sabotage, what it is today. We're going to talk about why we do it, if you think you're self-sabotaging, and then how not to do it, right?
Can I just read the list of what is to self-sabotage? Just the titles, not speaking on anything, but people think that self-sabotaging is just that, like stopping yourself. So it's the imposter syndrome of what I spoke of. It's
Yes.
overworking. Lori can elaborate on that. Not admitting that you are wrong for fear of looking stupid, not knowing that by not knowing and not admitting you're wrong, you're looking more dumb. Procrastination, which is what I'm an expert at. In externalizing blame, making excuses, applying emotion within decision making, outsourcing your thinking, having no vision for the future, lack of trust, not having a routine. That's what I self-sabotage with that. Lack of planning. Look at that's another one. Doing tasks without focus, loss of interest, and perfectionism is self-sabotage.
But in the end, what is the main underlying cause of self-sabotage? What is the main, there's one main underlying cause of self-sabotage.
Share it.
Not feeling worthy, that you are not worth it. So most people self-sabotage, most common self-sabotage, I would say, has to do with fear, it's fear-based, right? Their success. Because we don't think that we deserve, we don't think that we're worthy. So everything that you said, Margie, is based on that. Think about that. Like if a person wants to be successful and they want to have a happy life and they want to live an abundant life, because you could have a happy life in poverty. But if you want to live an abundant life, you have to have a routine. You know, I fought that for a long time. I'm like, no, I don't want to fly by the seat of my pants. Yeah, that didn't work. You have to have a routine, right? So if you don't think that you're worthy of the success, if you don't think you're worthy of the abundant life, then you will not create the routine, all that will add to it. Everything that you just said will create that self-sabotage.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. You have to have self-worth. And that, I believe, self-trust, self-love, self-respect falls under the whole umbrella of self-worth. That it's like all of that put together. So that one word is a very powerful word. And if you're an expert at anything, be an expert in yourself, in knowing your value, right?
Yes. I want to say, like, so Ephra is putting on that, as I'm saying the words, he's saying the words, we're like one mind.
Great minds, great mind.
Not worthy. And I also want to say a shout out to Harriet. Hi, Harriet. I'm glad you're here. Yay, Harriet. My new friend, Harriet. So,
hi, Harriet. Welcome, Harriet.
Down south. Harriet's down Virginia, I think, right, Harriet? So you were saying, before we get going, like it's so cloudy over here, but it's like, I don't know. So Margie she always tells me that she loves the rain. So it's raining a little bit here because she loves to go like running outside. Did you say like run outside naked?
Yes, I love running out into the rain. I like
not naked, it just whatever suits you.
I love to feel the wet. I like to be wet. I like my feet to be dirty into the dirt. When I can't do that, I have a tin roof on my back porch that I was prepping for the rain. And whatever it is I'm doing other than holding my mother up, I will drop in a heartbeat and come here and sit and listen to the rain. I love thunder. The hard rain and thunder, they're very melodic to me. They like open me up and they just like, anything is possible. I love it. It's my favorite time of day anywhere. Even when I'm on vacation, I love when it rains.
Yeah, I do too. And it doesn't stop me. I still do stuff. I'll go sightseeing. I'll do whatever. It doesn't bother me any.
I love it.
Should we let our guest in?
Yes, please.
Okay, so we're going to let our guest in for today to discuss with us self-sabotage. So here we go. We're going to let Lisa in. And Lisa, can you hear us, Lisa?
It says it's connecting to audio.
Yes.
So I just want to give a shout out that Ana Maria is on from Italy. Ciao, Bella.
Ciao.
Good morning.
Good morning, Lisa. Welcome to the show. Thank you for.
Thank you. Lori, nice to meet you. I hope you feel better because I wore like gym clothes and threw and I threw my hair in a ponytail because Margie told me I wasn't allowed to roll out of bed.
I know. I heard she gave you this like little spiel, and whatever. It's okay. You look fabulous. Don't worry. You look fabulous.
Here's the thing. Like, and first, let me say hi to all the guests. Hey, everybody. I'm Lisa. For you guys don't know me, I'm from Bridgeport. I have a really large personality. So start there. Make sure your kids are not listening.
We already did the disclaimer.
I know, I heard you. So I just wanted to reiterate.
No.
So tell us about yourself. You're Lisa from Bridgeport, and what is it that you do?
So I am a mortgage loan officer for private banking clients, and I'm very good at it, but it sucks. It sucks. It's not what I want to do for a living. I have a plan. We're not going to.
Been at it.
15 years. Yeah, 15 years. 15 years. I have 3 kids. One of which is an addict.
Oh. Sorry about that.
He's in a good place now. He's clean right now. We're happy for him. I have 4 grandkids, 2 step-granddaughters, a granddaughter who's 2, and a grandson who's 4. And during Corona, I inherited my grandson Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5. It's been quite fun. I want to say when Margie asked me last night and told me the subject, I knew why she picked me. And I started with, here I go self-sabotaging, because I was just going to get up and be Lisa. I don't care what people think about me too much. Maybe I do subconsciously, but I'll go outside in anything, no shoes, my hair a mess, I don't care. And so she was like,
"Can you're really like a real Walmart kind of gal."
No.
No.
Lisa, you led her to
that. Not that bad? Is that what you're saying? You're not that bad. Okay, I got
Lori, I'm a 12-year-old boy. It's the best way to explain it to you. Trapped in a woman's body.
Okay.
And so and I was laughing after our conversation, because I was like, I would have self-sabotaged myself getting up and not brushing my hair, because later in the day I would have been like, I can't believe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, well, and then I'm going to be honest with you, like after talking to her, I've worked very hard at not self-sabotaging. It doesn't just go away. You know what I mean? You can make it smaller, but you can't make it go away.
Well, talk about that. We're going to talk about that, because you can.
You can, but it still happens. You can just talk yourself out of it.
Of course, yeah. And but as you grow, though, you will do it far less. And when it does come up, you'll recognize it very rapidly. But until you change that mindset completely, then it will come up all the time, and it will be a constant fight.
And mindset is the key to it all. So
shifting those thought patterns takes strength and courage to do that at a level to where it's very minimal when the self-sabotaging can attack you, because you've built that strong mindset.
Yep. So just to go back to the call last night. So things are a little crazy in everybody's lives right now, and that can change your mindset, right? And after talking to Margie last night, like one of the things Margie read on her list was being organized, right? Having organization. When I'm not organized, that self-sabotage kicks in like crazy. So after I was talking to Margie last night, I was sitting in my bedroom and I was like, this place is a fucking mess. And this is what's wrong with me right now. So I literally stayed up and cleaned up and was like, I needed this to happen today. Thank you, guys. So I'm saying thank you. Lori, you talked about worth and success. So I'm going to tell you guys, not that I know everything about it because I'm still learning, but I can tell you my self-sabotage comes from abandonment issues. And maybe in the past thinking I can't be loved and having to learn that I can be loved, but I have to change how I think so that it can happen.
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, this happened when you were a child, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so most self-worth is established when you're a child, truly. I mean,
agreed.
It's not saying you can't, you know, I've met plenty of people, I've worked with people who've had a really decent childhood. They were pretty strong-willed kids, but then like something knocked them down when they were older. But that doesn't happen nearly as much as when it's established as a child. And the moment, the abandonment issues, the moment you get that in your head, that if you think nobody else can love you, then how could you possibly love yourself? Yes.
Right.
Really
so now,
hard thing to change, but you can. It just takes time.
Now, Lori, let me bring you to another aspect of this to throw a twist into it. I am a diagnosed narcissist.
Okay.
And that before I even knew about self-sabotaging, I learned that first about 5 years ago. And let me tell you, like, when I understood what I was, like, I really had to take a step back, like, whoa, like, whoa. So I'm overly confident to a fault. You know what I mean? Because of that.
Sit your ass down, Lisa. Sit your ass down for a minute. Type of overly confident.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
You've definitely had to tell me that before, yes?
I know.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you. Monday, it was Mike's birthday. We went to the Cove, and there were some other females who came that I know, and I had a couple drinks, and so I'm not as conscious that's why I don't drink. I'm not as conscious about. Yeah, I try not to. I really do. I really try not to drink. So I don't control my narcissism as well when I have alcohol in me at all. Let me rephrase that. I don't control my narcissism at all when I have alcohol in me. And one of the girls was talking about addicts, and she made a really derogatory statement. And I wasn't even at the table. And I came over and I was like, hold up. And my friend looked at me, he was like, okay, sit your ass down. Like, and I will. Like, I will humble myself and sit my ass down. I didn't used to, now I will. But so when I started learning about self-sabotage, or that I was doing it very often, I like young guys. I met a young guy.
She's a cougar, everyone. She's a cougar.
Yeah.
Henny said you must read Every Day is a Friday.
Yes, agreed, Henny. Agreed. Every day is a Friday, and agreed.
It's a book, he said. Read it. He said,
it's a book.
Read it.
It's a book?
Yeah.
It's a book.
Okay, I will. So, okay, so let me put a disclaimer here.
So
because
this is young guy.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Okay. And I don't get smitten by men very often, because my self-sabotage comes to men. It's not my career. It's not myself. It's men. Like, I self-sabotage myself with men to no extent.
Yeah, we've all done it.
I don't stop. So he was sweet and kind. Something I wasn't used to, something I guess I didn't want, but I did want. Does that make sense? Yes, right? So every time he did something nice for me, I pushed him away. I'd pick a fight or do whatever. But I would sit back and then realize that it was me who was doing it. And because I continued to do it, because in my head, how could I be worthy of this? How could this man want to do? There's a reason he's doing all these things for me. I'm not stupid.
Yeah, so it's always a hidden agenda, right?
You know, right. So now dealing with that and having to control my narcissism was a real test. I didn't pass. I didn't pass. I pushed him away to the point that he won't speak to me. I'm gonna cry.
All right, it's a safe place.
You know, I love that. I admire people who can cry. You know, we've had this discussion many times.
I'm not a good crier.
But still, you cry. That's so beautiful to me.
Yeah. There was a time I wouldn't, remember? So, and I'm crying not because of what I did, but because I really did love this kid. And it's the first time I've ever really felt that way about a man. And he really did care for me. And I made it so he couldn't.
With your self-sabotaging?
Oh yeah, like, because it was just like, you know, like, why would he do these? Like, and I would ask him, like, why are you doing these nice things for me? Like, why? What's the reason? Like, why? You know? And I never, before that,
Because that's the reason.
Right. You know, like, you know, and I realize that all now, and I'll bring you forward in a second, but like, I really went crazy. My friend stopped talking to me, because I couldn't control how bad I was self-sabotaging. And, you know, Margie included, like, Margie stopped picking up the phone for me. She's one of my best friends. My other best friend lives in Memphis. She stopped picking up the phone for me. I was sitting there like, who the fuck am I? But it needed to happen. Everything that happened needed to happen so that I could understand
the way it works. Yeah.
Yeah. And that I am worthy.
And because that was love we were giving you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I needed to understand that I have to change my mindset to get to the next place. Something I use tremendously, and even still, is on YouTube. It's I'm fascinated with this stuff. Self-hypnosis with I don't want to say subliminal messages, but it's all about, putting good thoughts in your heads and that type of stuff.
You say subliminal. That's what they are.
Yeah, right? Okay. So I feel like it's such a negative word, right? Subliminal. And so those have helped me a lot. And then, instead of acting on emotion, I take a step back and I really think about situations now.
Yep. Mindfulness.
So I started dating someone who is not a young man, by the way. I hope nobody I know is watching this because he's older than me. But for my birthday, he bought me some really nice presents. And I reacted differently. And it was nice.
Good.
It was nice. And definitely change the scope of this relationship. Do I think he's my forever guy? No.
And if you're watching, buddy.
Okay, wait. No, he doesn't have face. No, he I told him I was doing this. He's like, I'm not watching that.
But see, I'm glad you said that, because we self-sabotage by being where you're at right now and having the illusion that it is your forever guy. So if you can say, even if he might be, but even if you say to yourself, that means you're taking it one step at a time. And people think of it like, oh, how could you say that? Because it's fact. And sometimes people don't want to hear the truth. Like Henny wrote to you. He said, but not all the time, when you said about people who might have other intentions. He goes, if you have something great, give it a chance, even if it sounds too good to be true. Sometimes God puts you in a certain situation and drags you through the mud so you can appreciate the good in life.
And
but technically that's the only way we know what good is. The only way we know what's good and what's great is to know what's bad and what's awful. That's
Agreed.
The way that we
have to taste the sour before you can identify
absolutely. Absolutely. Before we let's do a couple shout outs. Sorry to interrupt. I want to say hi to Frank. Good morning, Frank.
Frankie.
Hi, Frank. Hi, Frank.
Janet's watching.
Don't laugh at me crying.
Janet's watching too.
Yes, hello, my little sister Janet. Mwah. Thank you for watching.
Hi, Janet.
Go ahead. Any more? Jolly Vet just came on. Good morning, Jolly Vet. Yeah. So Henny also said he might be, but like I'm saying, it takes courage to say that, because what you're letting people know is that you're not living in tomorrow. You're trying to get away from your yesterday's experience.
Yes,
so you are owning your now,
right?
And living in your moment, right. And right now, this is how you see it, and that, my dear, is a warrior stance.
Well, here's an interesting way to look at it too. Like, when people say, "Oh, this is my forever person," and we don't really know. I mean, there's no knowns really, truly in the future. But if you think of it in another way, like let's think of it in a more transformational type of way. Everybody that you meet is a forever person, because they have created something within you, and they might not physically be in your life anymore, but they become a forever person because they have contributed to you. And even if it's the bad stuff, they've contributed to your growth. Hopefully, that's the whole key, is that they've contributed to your growth. Because self-sabotage, if you keep self-sabotaging, that's an indicator that there's growth to still be done. Like, it needs to be done. Even when you decide that you are worthy enough and that you're changing your life, you have to remind yourself, like I said to you before, that it happens less and less, but there will always be something. So because this happened to me like a month and a half ago. I was getting to a point, because my self-sabotage always was structured around success. Like, I always had this fear of success. And so that happened to me. I got an opportunity, and all of a sudden it got very real. I made a bold statement in the fall set my intentions for 2020. And I said, I want to be global. That's what I said, and you have to be really careful about what you wish for, because if you ask for it, you sometimes get it. So I made that statement, and then fast forward to March, and then all of a sudden I was given an opportunity And it became very real, where I started to become very global, and I freaked out a little bit. And I said, oh my God, I'm going to ruin this. I'm going to screw this up. I'm going to say something to mess this up. And I was actually giving myself a little bit of an anxiety attack. And and it took me about a week to work myself through this, to finally say, okay, you know what? It is what it is. This is what I asked for. You asked for this. So if you don't want this, then you need to say you don't want it. But is it time? And that's when I kind of said, yeah, you know what? It is about fucking time. Because I waited I waited all these years to step into my greatness. And then all of a sudden it was gone. And I was so thankful for that, because it was interfering with my creativity. And what Margie and I do, it requires a lot of concentration and creativity and focus. And all that crap with the self-sabotaging, it like totally gets in the way of that. And what's really cool is that I could see it in your face, right, Margie? Like, as you're talking, your face is changing as you're owning like who you are and like loving yourself. Like, you could see it in your story as you were telling your story, right? Her face was one way, started to shift.
Yes, and you could tell your emotions when you were traveling down memory lane and reliving this, but it's like the message is that you are totally different than you were when that happened.
Oh yeah.
Good morning. But also, like, I want to piggyback on something Lori just said, if you give me a moment. When you said he's not your forever guy.
Yeah, I want to come back to that too.
It takes courage, to say that for you too, because you're not setting false expectations for you. If
right.
be your forever guy,
that's right,
as a partner. See what Lori was saying, that he is gonna be forever because you met him, you shared, and that's beautiful, and that's true, because everybody we meet, whether we like the motherfucker or not, they're gonna be in our lives. They're gonna have that trigger of memory. We're gonna run into somebody who knows them, so that's true. Now, your forever lover, your forever partner, maybe not, but I'm happy that you're not setting false expectations, because as women, I'm a lover of love. I love love. I'll fall in love 50 fucking times in my lifetime and have my heart broken 45 of those times, and I'm still gonna put myself out there and love again, because that's part of my makeup.
Yeah, I agree.
And see, when I said forever guy earlier, like, that's the whole thing. Like, the biggest problem I think I had too was that even though, like, I would push away, I had other expectations in here. Do you understand? And our own expectations sometimes are our biggest downfalls. I'm not talking about business plans. I'm not, I'm talking about that dreamy expectation shit that goes on in your head about how things should be. And that's why when I say not my forever guy, because I don't want expectations out of it. And that's what I love about it. Like, neither of us have them. We've known each other a long time. Neither of us have expectations. We don't put pressure on each other. It's wonderful.
It is what it is, what it is.
Yes. But that was a big part of it, is my own expectations, whether they were ones that I knew that I was thinking subconsciously, were my biggest downfall in it all.
Yeah, because they're all based on your beliefs. Expectations are choices, decisions, expectations, our memories. They're all based on our experiences, and all of those create our beliefs. So if we have some negative experiences in our life, it just trickles right down the line to all the choices that we make, all the judgments that we make, and then all of a sudden it's like, this is our belief, and we form it. And then once it's there, and if we don't get rid of it, then this just keeps cropping up. Like, and it takes the awareness. Like, that's what it all comes down to. Like, in other words, to stop self-sabotaging behaviors, you have to be, first of all, you have to be aware. And so one thing I'm going to point out to you, Lisa, and when you were having a conversation, when you were talking before, one thing that I want you to be aware of is what you're saying. It's not even just what you're thinking. So you're already working on what you're thinking, because what we think and what we say, we have to be aware of both. And I want you to not own as many things, like my narcissism. Don't own it. It is what it is. Like, can narcissists change? Just, it is what it is.
I agree with you, but I don't agree with you, because in order to tune the narcissism, you have to own it a little bit.
No, I'm not saying you own it, of course, but don't define yourself by it.
Oh yeah, no. And
so
I try not to maybe
owning
that way.
Accountability is absolute. Like this is what comes out. So when you said I drink and it comes out, totally. That's an awareness, you know? And so you know that. But yeah, when people sometimes say, oh, my bad arm, you know, my bad knee. Well, what happened? You hit it yesterday? No, it was like 2 years ago. But it's like, okay, but don't keep giving it that energy. So you say, listen,
I get you.
Listen, I'm a badass motherfucker. Narcissist, fuck you. You know, like that's not who I am anymore. I don't want to be, I'm refused to define myself that way. So when you come up, I'm going to take you out, you know, like you kind of put it out there, you know.
Got it.
For a second. But
that's why I don't say that I'm like that I'm fat. I say I am J-Lo. I am J-Lo. And bounce it, baby, bounce it. Bounce it. I live it up. That's only because when life is sucking, chupándome la alegría, you know, when my moments are sucking the life out of me from my big toe, guess what? I start dancing and I am who I'm going to be. Like
yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nancy Green
so
says,
can we do a couple of shout outs? So Flavia's on. Hi Flavia, I'm glad you're here. And Karen Marie, Doc Karen Marie, and she wrote, they identify by their diseases. Hello, my name is John Diabetes. Absolutely. Like we label ourselves. And so when you have to change a mindset, you know, so like when we say I'm an insecure person, it's great you recognize it. That's the first thing, is you want to be aware of it, and you be accountable to it. So you own it, but you don't define yourself by it. Say, because it's a record of your past. And if you're changing who you are today, you need to say, okay, I own that this is who I am today, but that's who the hell I don't want to be tomorrow. You know, and people will argue and say like, oh, narcissism, you know, it's something that it's like, is it nature? Is it nurture? Can you change it? But it's like the more aware you become, the more you can make the effort to change it, because
and that's what it is. It's being aware, right. and having to be aware of it. You know what I mean? And I think that's the toughest part about it, is being aware of it. Once I was made, I'll be honest, this is how I found out. When my son first started using drugs, I never went to therapy. Probably should have years ago, but that's okay. And I couldn't handle life. So I went. And he made me read it. My first day, I was there like an hour and a half, hysterically crying. And he said to me, I want you to go. It was this little buff Haitian man, by the way, my therapist. I love him to death. And he says to me, I want you to read a book. And I said, okay. And he said, it's called The Emotionally Abusive Relationship. He said, and I want you to come back tomorrow. He said, I want you to read the whole book tonight. You can get it on your Kindle. And I went home and I got through chapter 2, and I was never so fucking mad in my life. I was like, this book is talking about me and I'm the bad person. How could this be? I stopped reading the book. I went to the appointment next day and I threw my phone at the fucking therapist.
Are you?
And I said, yeah, no, I'm not joking. I'm not joking. And I looked at him and I said to him, how dare you not prepare me for this? And he said, this is exactly what he said to me. He said, did you read the whole book? I said, no. He said, okay, you can stay. And I looked at him, I said, what?
Wow.
He said to me, most narcissists can't admit that they're narcissists. He said, if you would have read that whole book, I would have known that you weren't intelligent enough to understand. He said, now that you are, let's figure out a way to fix it.
Wow. Very insightful.
That's what
great.
He did was, he made me aware on my own.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, like that was a tough pill to swallow. And it took years.
You listen, wait, let's just say this right this moment. Like, we have to just honor you for that.
Thanks.
Like, just the fact, because he's right. Narcissists usually don't, they're narcissists, and most of them will argue to the death that they are, and they refuse to admit that. So just the fact that you said it and that you're aware of it, my God, Lisa, that's beautiful. So
yeah.
please comment. Would you, like, those of you that are watching, please honor Lisa and say that is just,
you know, too, I think that there's a big misconception of what narcissism is too.
Well, because there's different types. There's different types.
Like, you know, understand, and people think it's just, oh, you think you're beautiful and you think you're no. So I was overly confident to the point where you had no idea who the fuck I was.
Yeah.
I didn't know who the fuck I was.
Yes.
Because I would put up facades and walls so that you couldn't penetrate to hurt me. And nothing was ever my fault. Nothing. And I mean, obviously it's still in me. I just don't do it. I'm a master manipulator. Like, yes. I can manipulate it, especially if a man's involved. I can manipulate any situation to my benefit. And I realized, like, I thought that was a good thing. And I, like, you know, to realize that all those things were bad and that I wasn't a good person. I had no empathy. I had no compassion. So without those two, that was a huge part of the self-sabotage too. And learning those, because they're emotions, is still tough for me.
But you're working on it. And that's why when, you know, I asked you and another person, but the other person is still too emotional to talk about self-sabotaging. But you, because the reason we get along so well is because we don't hold facades with one another. And we really don't give a shit about other people's opinion because we're unapologetically courageous when we speak.
Right.
And in doing that, I figured you can come share your story, and then it's about all the self-sabotaging. And you're going to end this, because you are, with what's your positivity take on overcoming some of your self-sabotaging, because I think you're brilliant, Lisa. And I think you have been through a lot, and we're very similar in the abandonment issues in our childhood. Yours wasn't there. Mine was presently absent. You know, so I think that that's how we, you know, that was our makeup. But little by little, unbeknownst to us, sometimes we started removing those bricks, and we tore that wall down. Not a man, not our children.
Oh yeah.
We did it because we felt it was time. So that's what I want you. What would you tell the people listening right now who are not in your shifting mode of saying, okay, I can be a narcissist, but I'm working on that. You know?
Well, I'm self-sabotaging and
I'm self-sabotaging. But you know what? I'm doing that. I'm doing this. What would you tell somebody out there who's listening, and there might be in a similar place where you were, how to start shifting? Because we can talk all day, Lori and I, but we want you are awesome to let them know.
Take time to be alone and learn who you are, who you really are, and love it. Because if you don't, it's not going to go anywhere. I think that was the pivoting point for me. You know, I said my friend stopped talking to me. He wouldn't talk to me anymore. I literally sat, I'm not gonna lie to you, why in my car? I don't know, but in my car, in my driveway, every day for like 3 weeks, crying. Poor Lisa. Poor Lisa. Poor Lisa. And I had to learn to be alone and love myself and figure out, you know, were there things I didn't like about myself that I could make better? And there were a lot. What could I do? What was it, like, the things I thought about? What was it that got me here? Like, you know, how come I never felt this way before? I'm 45 years old. How the fuck could I have never felt this? I was married. I'm still married. I was married with him for a very long 20-something years. I didn't feel it. How could that be? Like, you know, and I had to realize that it was something I was doing, but it took time and time alone. And then surrounding myself with good, positive people who aren't negative, who uplift you.
And support that transformation that you're on. Absolutely.
And don't judge you.
Yep.
They're not going to like everything about you. And you learn when you're getting better is when you stop getting mad at them for that.
Yes. That's right.
Yeah.
We get mad at our friends for being real and truthful and like blatantly honest because, and the only reason, because they love us, and we get upset with them, we're not shifting.
Can I just say, because the tribe is talking too. So, so Karen Marie says, sometimes when we have something for a long time, we forget to focus on other things, other interests. And she said to Lisa, what an epiphany you had. Flavia says, that leads me to believe that your narcissism was created to protect. Protect you, and you've been hurt before, absolutely, protect you from any pain. And then Karen Marie said, shifting by focusing on other people, other interests, volunteering, listening. Skills take away from yourself. Yeah, and you know what? Actually, Karen brought up a really good point. So that
she did.
When we're missing something within ourselves, so when we have low self-worth and we feel that we are like not worthy enough, when we start to come out of that, and then we can truly give to other people, like the real us, but give service to others, it's very empowering. But you have to be careful with that, because if you are a victim narcissist, let's say, because I have them in my family, I have the other type too, but you'll give so much and so much and so much, and you'll self-sabotage because you will just burn yourself out. But it's about boundaries too. So that's another issue. But if you service to others is really, really great when you say, listen, I'm worthy, and not only am I so fantastic that I want to spread it and share with other people, not how fantastic I am, that they too can be fantastic. And that's what you're doing. Like the fact that you're being vulnerable and you're sharing your
I hate it, Lori.
Listen, it
feels good, doesn't it?
It does feel good. But gosh, that word right there. Oh,
but it is powerful, so powerful.
Yeah, and I think you said her name was Karen, right? She
said, Karen Marie.
You give that sometimes you're in something for so long, you give so much, you forget your own interest. This was prior to me realizing self-sabotage and everything. But when I first left my family, my kids were adults at that point, and became an empty nester. I was a mom for 20 something years. So now I'm living alone. People are like, what do you do for fun? I was a soccer mom. What do you mean? What do I do for fun? And it's true. I had to reinvent who I was what do I like to do? So I love the gym. So that's what I do. But it was I had to figure out what are my interests? And that was so spot on, because that is definitely true. True, very true.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes we get stuck and we get angry because we can't identify right away, what is it that I like? So instead of pondering, sitting alone, namasteing, and sitting in peace with yourself, talking to the universe, we get angry with them. What the hell are you asking me for? But really, it's the angry, and then it stumps you. It self-sabotages you for, let's say, a couple days. And learning that because you self-sabotage and you robbed yourself of those days of being angry because you can't answer the damn question.
Right.
I've met people like that as well.
And then I think Flavia said that, I must have, being a narcissist, I must have been hurt when I was younger. So I'll just give you guys a little bit of detail. I don't talk about it very much in therapy. That's it. I was abandoned by both my parents. We had everything. I was the spoiled kid. I want a built-in pool in my backyard. It was there that weekend. And I legit went from that to being left with my elderly grandmother who couldn't control me at that point, to on the streets at 14 years old. And when I was 14, white people didn't hang out on the streets unless you were a crackhead. And I was a rich little white girl, and I really had to learn the ways. So that's where my abandonment issues comes from. And for whatever reason, I guess it must be more towards my dad than my mom, which doesn't make a lot of sense. But I definitely gear towards it with men over women.
So first of all, thank you for sharing that. I mean, that's
You're welcome.
Really, we really appreciate that, because this is what this is all about. It's real conversation so people can grow. And, look what you've accomplished. You've accomplished with all of that, And so now, Lisa, look at it this way. This is your time now. Like you did what you needed to do. And at that point in your life, you were on like survival mode. So now it's time to let that shit go and say, this is what I deserve. And I am worth this. And I have done, I've done a great job. No matter what, you've done a great job. And now it's time to say, okay, I'm gonna take care of me, and I'm gonna live the life and create the life that I want to live, and I deserve this, and I don't need to self-sabotage anymore. And it sounds like you're tricking yourself to say this, but you have to. You say it every day. You write it.
Oh yeah, like
you know,
that's a good way to say it though. Like you say like for somebody to think, oh, you're tricking yourself. It kind of really is, because
in the beginning it is. Yeah,
you have to
you make it kind of
to do it. Yeah, you have to like you know. I the other morning, what happened? I'm not going to say online what happened, but I woke up to something that I didn't want to deal with.
Okay.
And, you know, I sat on the couch for a minute, and here's great self-sabotage. I was like, this is going to make the whole day fucked up.
Ah, there you go.
Right? And I said, no, we're going to have a great day. And I changed the whole outlook.
Right?
It was a great day.
Yeah.
And
you made a choice.
Yep. And that's what's important, is when you have the thoughts. And that's why I say the time alone, meditating. I really love the self-hypnosis. I know it's not for everybody.
Yes.
Do what works. And it's not healthy. You know,
take the time.
Healthy. You want to do healthy things to help you grow, and whatever works for you.
And just like you can think negative, you can think positive, and that's what's key.
And for every negative thought, immediately replace it with 2 good ones. 2 of your favorite feelings you like to enjoy. Think about something delicious you enjoy eating. And it was Merit Canteen that I was talking about earlier about the cheeseburger.
Merit Canteen.
I typed that, but you didn't see it.
I'm sorry. So, but what I'm saying, absolutely. And I just love your candor, and I love that you just pulled the curtains down today, and you said
absolutely
out there. And like Henny, if you go in the comments on my watch party, Henny wrote a lot of things to you. Hi, Gabriel Serrano. My cousin Nancy says, love the transparency. Great job, ladies. Lisa,
Thank you.
We would probably never know how many individuals your message today has helped.
Well, I hope I did, because
we thank you. And because you know what, we all grow. We all,
and that's what's important.
And that's what's important. And in different colors, you know, I have that orgasmic flow. You know that.
Always has to put it in. She always has to put it in.
To me, that a lot of people don't.
I wear her magically orgasmic shirt to the gym all the time.
Thank you. You know, and it's like I always say, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I don't give a shit because I'm a coffee drinker. So, and it just goes with that's how I don't self-sabotage, because I'm not busy pleasing people or pleasing moments or pleasing places. I please Margarita, and with my other 4 personalities, that's a lot of work. So, but I just want to mention something real quick before we go back. This is my coffee cup. I didn't do this in the beginning of the show. It's just black, like my shirt. It's my black to me is my courage, is my strength, it's my armor. And today, this is what I was feeling like. And Lori, I have 2 mugs here that I have to ship out to Lori that are identical to this when we get the decals. Yes. But please, everybody, Lisa, let me see your coffee cup.
It's Whole Foods.
Okay.
Go to Whole Foods, and don't hesitate to sponsor us, Whole Foods. I'll tell you.
My son works there, so.
Well, listen, we are actually we're out of time, so we have a couple of announcements to make. So I wanted to first off say thank you, Lisa. You have been wonderful. You were a beautiful guest. We would love to have you back again.
I would love to be back.
For you to be, to share the way you did. And again, those of you that are watching, please put in the comments to just shout outs to Lisa and how brave she is, and help push her up, right? We're going to lift up and help you, just push you further into your transformation. So,
and if I can help anybody, like, you guys are free to reach out to me. I'm pretty
See, look at that.
Cool. I like with other people, I'm great at helping you not self-sabotage. I can do it to myself.
You're always better at helping other people. Right.
Easy to give, right? I love your shirt, by the way. It says
confidence. Oh, I wore it on purpose because I thought, you know, with self-sabotage, a lot of times it's, you know, confidence in the world. And so I wore it on purpose to express, just be, you know, love yourself, confident, be confident.
Cool.
Confident, that's it. So have that.
Our next episode of Viva Cafe con Leche is Tuesday, 8 a.m. The topic is body image. It is a 2-part conversation, and we will have a guest on Thursday talking the second part of body image. So this is a good one. This will be a good conversation for anybody out there who's ever had negative body images, but of course, even positive body images. We want to hear the comments. Thursday night is my Facebook Live on my page here, Dr. Lori Monaco, and I will be talking about self-care. I'm actually going to be giving you specific tips on and recommendations on giving yourself self-care. So make sure you have a pen and pencil, that's going to be good. A pen and paper, write stuff down. And on Saturday at 7 and on Monday at 7 on my Facebook channel, I also am offering a free weight loss seminar. And if you gained weight during COVID, you're not alone. And we're going to talk about this great program that I offer, and we'll see if it works for you. It's to talk about changing habits and losing that weight, but just not for looks, but for feeling better. So that will be every Monday at 7 anyway, but we do have one on Saturday at 7, so you can go to my page and sign up on the event page, or you can go to Eventbrite. And anything else you want to add before we close out, Margie?
I just want you to remember, everybody listening, you signed up today, so please take a picture of you and your mug, or just your mug, and hashtag it Taza de Café Challenge, hashtag Viva Cafe con Leche. Share.
Yes.
Thank you all for coming on. I love the interaction today. Lisa, thank you.
Thank you for having, sorry I started working. Thank you for having me.
Okay, it's all right, no worries. Yes, Lisa, thank you.
Lori, love you.
And love you too, Margie. Thank you.
Lori, what day is your weight loss thing?
Saturday at 7, and every Monday it's going to be 7 o'clock. That'll be the normal time.
I'll tune in.
Yes. So namaste, mi gente. Buenos dias.
Have a great day.
Your best day.
And be you, be real, be extraordinary. And Margie?
Remember to breathe in the beauty and breathe out the bullshit, mi gente.
Have a great weekend, guys. We'll see you on Tuesday.
Tuesday. Bye-bye.
Okay.